The Air Jordan 12 Taxis just dropped today for $215. We just recently got the Kobe 9 Moonwalkers, the Air Jordan 1 Zions, and the Air Jordan 11 Rare Airs. Who got money left? So today, we're gonna figure out if this shoe's gonna sit and why. Jordan 12 is Jordan Brand's most respected model, but nostalgia doesn't always equal demand. The shoes were first introduced back in 1996 and 97 NBA season, Jordan's 5th NBA championship run. It was inspired by the Japanese rising sun and some women dress shoes, and the original price was $135. I'm sorry, but this video is gonna be pretty much stationary. I got my big boy camera out today, so I don't have the angles like I usually do in these videos. So let me give you a breakdown of how many pairs of these taxis came out. 2008 with a countdown pack, I believe, or DMP pack. It came with a Jordan 12 and it came with a Jordan 11, and it was hitting for $310. That's crazy because you can't even get one pair of shoes for $310 most of the time with these releases. And then right after that, it came out 2013, and then the most recent release until this one was 2018, and then today we got these, the 2025 version, and these are hitting for $215. For a shoe that's almost 40 years old, the price really hasn't changed that much. From $135 to $210, now to $215. Over 5 pairs of releases. It's not bad, but who's paying this price today? With inflation at its all-time high, people losing their jobs, and so many pairs of shoes dropping weekly, who got the money to fork out for another pair of Air Jordans? I know a lot of people saying shoes are not necessities, but there are collectors out there, and there's people who got the money to buy these shoes weekly, if not daily. So they're the outliers. But for the most modern American who likes shoes, they'll have an opportunity to get shoes, but we want them at the lowest cost, and that's where I come in. Someone who's been collecting a lot of shoes in the last 10 years, I help people save money. So if you're not a subscriber, man, go ahead and hit that subscribe button before you pull out of here. Hit that like as well so we can feed the algorithm. So whether you're the 1% who can buy these shoes daily, if not weekly, majority of us can't. So we got to pick and choose. We got so many shoes that dropped in the past. I recently covered the Air Jordan 11 Rare Airs. This pair, not too long ago, like probably 2 days ago as recording this, these dropped for $235. Even though it was a limited GR, people still pulled up and supported and copped. People in my comment section also stated that they purchased this. Now I politely passed, and I love Air Jordan 11s, but Air Jordan 11s bring a nostalgia back for me that I'll never forget. Back in 2009 when I got my first pairs of Space Jams, I love that shoe, and ever since I've been collecting Air Jordans during the holiday. It's just part of my holiday spirit. Is what I became. So it's more than just the money for me. It's more of an emotion connection. Kobe 9 Moonwalkers, which is a video I did roughly around 2 weeks ago. These came out October 30th, if I'm not mistaken, for $220. I came here as soon as the store opened, and it wasn't much love. I actually reneged at the last minute on buying these. So this ended up being a pass for me. It's gonna be outlet bound here in the short future, so I think I'll buy them then. And then the week before that, or I think a day before that, we got these, the Air Jordan 1 Zions. And these shoes are hitting for $165. And if you guys watched my Air Jordan 11 video where I did the release of the Rare Airs, these actually got a restock, so they have bigger sizes. And I think as recording this, they may still have bigger sizes. For those who's interested, FYI, Foot Locker, Florida Mall, House of Hoops, got pairs. Guys, there's so many pairs of shoes, because even before then, we got the Air Jordan 3 olive green joints. Now, I know a lot of people's not going crazy after these, even though they got the Nike on the back of the heel, but this is also a release. So that makes like 4 pairs of shoes. And if you add this, 5 pairs of shoes within the last 5 weeks. Crazy. I will argue 4 weeks. Now, these are clean. These are $215. So many pairs, so many shoes, a lot of money. If you do the math, guys, you're looking at probably $1,200 to $1,500 worth of shoes. And guys, you definitely got to pick and choose which shoes is worth buying. And I think that's where we at. And most sneakerheads like myself, who also want to shop on a budget, we're picking and choosing. So after this release of the taxis, we got the Air Jordan 1 Chicago's, then we got Shadow 10s, and then after that, we got the Black Cat Force, and we're not even in December yet. And December is going to be a whole nother conversation, because that's where the 11s come out, and God knows what else. Sneakerheads are starting to get more selective. With back-to-back drops like the Kobe 9 Moonwalkers, the Zion 1s, and even the Rare Air 11s, now the Taxi 12s for $215, that's a lot of money in a short span. It's not that people don't want them. It's just fatigue. Too many releases, too close together. And with so many versions of the taxi already out there, the reverse taxis, the royal taxis, the black taxis, even the taxi flip,
But this OG might not move as fast as Jordan Brand hopes.
A lot of variants, from the reverse taxis to the roll taxis, the black taxis, and something called taxi flip. Jordan Brand is ODing. What's crazy is Jordan Brand leaned on legacy colorways to fill their calendars. For example, these Air Jordan 1 Shattered backboard released in 2015, and there was so much hype and anticipation for the shoes, only to re-release and just fell flat. Because these shoes are still widely available months after release. Mass producing shoes with mass quantity and numbers confuses buyers, man. Do we buy now, wait later, or do you think this will go on sale? Being an outlet shopper, I always wait for shoes to go on sale. Something that I must have. Then I'll pull the trigger regardless if I think it'll go on sale. The sale price just make me double up. But for that nostalgia and emotion, I'm there for it. And Jordan Brand definitely lean on storytelling and nostalgia colorways to get in our pockets. Like Public Enemy once said, fight the power, guys. Fight the power. These are definitely flooding the stores. Pretty much every store we visit today is gonna have them. That much I guarantee. And they're gonna have mass amount of quantity. It's not a bad shoe. It's definitely a legacy colorway. And there is definitely hype behind it because it's an OG shoe. But people may not buy it right now. But I think in the short future, Christmas around the corner, these shoes will eventually sell. It's Thanksgiving and Christmas is gonna cause these to disappear sooner than later. Right now we're in Champs. And we're just gonna verify they have them. Not only they got the taxis, but they also got the Air Jordan 4. I forgot all about these. Actually, this is a woman exclusive, to be honest. What is the suggested retail? $220 is the price. Damn, damn. Look at that. Not only are we getting men's pairs, we also getting women's pairs as well. Everything's just being flooded. Now, to be honest, I am patiently waiting for these to show up in the outlet so I can double up on them. This is a shoe I definitely want to get 2 pairs of. Thus far, the only thing that's discounted is the mid version and the low version. And these are already in the outlet for a lot cheaper. Just keep in mind, this location also had the Voodoos as well. They didn't get a restock, it's just leftover pairs. I believe that's a small size. And even though Champs don't get Kobe's, they still get them out of retros. So if you just shop here exclusively, you're still bombarded every single week of something new and something expensive. And expensive is subjective to those who has it, because they may look at this pair and think it's $200, that's nothing. They'll pay that price for designer shoes. Jordan Brands is not designer shoes. It's just nostalgia, storytelling, and marketing hype to get us to buy every single week. And we show up for it time after time, regardless of the colorway and silhouette.
Now, before you jump in the comments calling me cheap, it's not about that. It's not always a question of can you afford it, but does it make sense to buy it? For true collectors, it's about passion. For others, it's about principle. And for the hype chasers, let's be real, it's all about what's limited. So it isn't about hate, it's balance. Because at some point, every sneakerhead has to act.
Is this pair worth it? And it always boils down to buy what you like, buy what you want. That's the essence we need to get back to. So regardless how many pairs Jordan Brand drop weekly, it's up to us to make that decision. Is it worth it? Do I want to spend X on such pair? Does it bring back nostalgia? Do I need it for the collection? Can I pass on it? Can I also find it cheaper? And the short answer is yes, you can always find cheaper. But there's some pairs that you are going to have to pay full price because you want to get ahead of the game, like I did for the Air Jordan 1 for the Shattered backboards. Now these, if I find an outlet below 100, most def I cop. And there are gonna be a lot of pairs that can get that below 100 price point for me, including these Zions. Don't need it for 165, but for 70, 80, I cop. These, I don't even know if they'll ever get to a price I would wanna pay. Cause these were retailing at 215. Does have the Nike on the back of the heel. That medium olive, not a fan of it. So it'll be a pass for me. Most def, I would get these, but there's so many shoes dropping in the next 2-3 weeks. It is crazy. Before we even get to, there's like 3 or 4 shoes ahead of this before we even get to December. And then the Gambits is right around the corner. That's a must-have for me. As I mentioned in this video and previous videos, it brings back the nostalgia and that emotion I get during the holidays. You know what's crazy is sneaker collectors are becoming more selective, and these outlet shelves are filling up fast. And here's another thing. These came out earlier this year. They disappeared and they're back. I don't know if they took them off the shelf to ship them back to Nike or they got a restock. I doubt this is a warrant restock because nobody was buying them then and no one's buying them now. Not only they got these, but also got the Kobe slides as well in black and red. And it looks like they're $43.99, not even $45. And the last store, Small Foot. Let's pull up and see what's popping. And I'm sure the Small Foot have these Jordans as well. And I'm sure they're available in the small foot. We got the French Blues, and right below it, the playoff. So they're literally in every store in the mall.